Let's go outside to the New England Patio and Hearth Outdoor Studio.
A new federal investment program is generating plenty of attention and plenty of questions from parents from all across the country. They're called Trump accounts, and for eligible children, the federal government will contribute $1,000 to jumpstart their long-term investing, and here in Connecticut, that number may be even greater. So what are these accounts? Who qualifies? To answer all those questions and sort through the details, we have our financial expert, Maggie Jandra from Jandra Wealth Management, joining us this morning. Thanks for being with us, Maggie.
Good morning, thank you.
So these accounts are generating a lot of buzz. So let's start with the basics. What is a Trump account?
Sure. It's a government-sponsored investment account. It's meant for long-term savings for your child. As you mentioned, the government is also giving a $1,000 contribution one time for children born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028.
You talk a lot about the importance of investing early, and that is so crucial. Talk a little bit more about the numbers and what a difference this can make.
Absolutely. So starting early allows you to take advantage of compounding interest, which really means that your money grows on top of the growth, right? So the longer trajectory you have, the better it will be for you. So hypothetically, if you earn 7% on average each year for the longevity of your child's life, by the time they're 59 and a half years old, that $1,000 could be as high as $56,000, which is quite significant, right? Going from just $1,000 that the government gave you,
yes,
you could have quite a bit of money in your child's future.
That is really incredible and significant.
Significant.
And people here in Connecticut have an added advantage. In addition to the $1,000 federal contribution here in Connecticut, they could be getting an additional contribution.
That's right. So the Dalio family of Connecticut pledged additional contribution money. There's two criteria. So you need to be born between at least 2016 or older that year. And the second is a zip code criteria. So they're going to look at zip codes where the median income is below $150,000. So if you are eligible in both those criteria, you could be eligible for another $250.
So you start off with $1,250.
Correct.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it is.
So talk a little bit more about the difference, because some people might see this as a way to save for college. And while it could be for college, it's not a 529 program.
That's right. So I would say that the 529 plan gives you more flexibility as to when you can use that money. Yes, it must be used for education, and as a reminder, it's not just college. It could be apprenticeship programs, it could be K through 12 education, it could be, culinary school or technical schools, right? So there is a broader definition of education for 529 plans. And you can start using that money, as I mentioned, K through 12, right, before your kids are 18 years old. This is not earmarked for necessarily college, which gives you flexibility in what you spend from the Trump account. However, you really can't touch that money. It is locked up until your kid is 18 years old. And after 18 years old, traditional IRA rules apply. The key one here to think about is that you really can't access that money without a 10% penalty until your child is 59 and a half years old, with some exceptions, and education is one of those exceptions. Mm-hmm. So it's really important, to read the fine print of which is right for you. I don't think it is an either or. I think they really are good in combination for your kids.
Yeah, they can really work in conjunction regardless of whatever their path is.
Exactly.
And how do parents set up this plan?
So it's quite easy. You're going to go to trumpaccounts.gov, and there are directions there. There's an app also on your phone. If anyone has used the Robinhood investing app, it is the same platform, so you might already be familiar with it. It's quite easy to set up. You put in your name, your child's name, social security, etc. But this is important. There is a box when you're setting it up to check in order to get the $1,000 contribution from the government. So if you don't check that box, you don't get the contribution. Another great thing is now that children that are being born today in hospitals, you apply for your social security number when you're in a hospital for your child. They are including the application for Trump accounts with that social security application. So it could be quite easy for new parents.
Okay, and something to remember now, if you're applying and your child is not a newborn, you do need a social security number.
You do. You need an eligible social security number, and your child needs to be a U.S. citizen.
Okay, all right. Well, so many things to keep in mind.
So many.
And there was a lot of questions that you really cleared up for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And is there a place where people can go and kind of recap all those details?
Sure. We do have a blog on our website, jondrelwealth.com, so you're welcome to look at that blog on Trump accounts. You can follow us on social media where we talk about them as well. And then, of course, just trumpaccounts.gov.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Maggie. Really helpful. You cleared up a lot of questions for myself and for folks at home for sure.
Great. I'm so glad.
Thanks so much.